What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So now the witch hunt continues against prominent black men in this society. They're trying to take down more and more prominent, successful black men. I'm not saying it's only levied toward black men, but um, it's definitely obvious that the main targets by these lawyers and these shyster lawyers with these, I think, and I'm putting my opinion in this, bogus lawsuits, mostly bogus lawsuits. The main targets are black men because it's just so much easier, in my opinion, to demonize black men in our society than it is white men. I mean, look at the lawsuit that was levied at Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks, by the numbers at least, is the most successful country music artist commercially in the history of this country, right? As far as units sold. But yet you had so many people who all of a sudden put on their logic caps and said, these charges sound bogus. They sound too far-fetched. I don't think Garth Brooks did this. I think this is a shakedown, right? But yet I'm supposed to believe that 85-year-old Smokey Robinson is this notorious creep who's forcing himself on women who are probably, I'm just going to limb here, but probably at the oldest are half his age. Half his age. I'm supposed to believe this. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, so Smokey Robinson, the latest, in my opinion, victim of the black man smear campaign that is permeating throughout our society in the post-Diddy era. Four women, of course, their names are not out there for public scrutiny to investigate their personal lives to see what patterns they have as far as lying or whether they have a past criminal behavior. They're shielded from that. So only Smokey Robinson's ass is twisting in the wind for judgment. But anyway, four women, Jane Doe's 1 through 4, are suing for $50 million against Smokey Robinson and his wife. And they're throwing everything at him, which makes me feel like that they're just checking off as many boxes as possible, trying to get as much money as possible. They accuse him of everything. Harassment, grape, I'm using code there, obviously, hostile work environment, gender violence, which I didn't know what the hell that was. I guess that's yelling a a gender-based insult, like the B word, I guess, constantly. I guess that's gender violence now. And just other things. Not being paid adequately. And different other charges that are in this lawsuit. And the most recent one, I think Jane Doe 1 only worked for him for less than a year. The second one, I think, worked for him for about 6 years. The third one since 2000, from 2010 to 2020 or something like that. And the fourth one worked with him for about 18 years. I think that's the assistant. They're all saying that they were overworked, underpaid, And the most pressing accusations is that they claim Smokey forced himself on them and made them get into position so that he could do certain things. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, man, I'm just gonna put my opinion out there. You know what I'm saying? Now, some people can say I'm being biased or whatever. I don't give a shit because the media is being biased because they push what they want to push, and don't talk about what they don't want to talk about, or they might report certain people one time in an article or in a video, and that's it. And it just gets forgotten in the public consciousness. People make excuses for them, but people that look like Smokey Robinson, people that look like Byron Scott, and yeah, I've seen that. I saw that what those accusations are. People that look like me, people that probably look like you, Shannon Sharp. These things gets pushed constantly, over and over and over and over again, right? But yet some of these same content creators who are so quick to villainize a Shannon Sharp were quick to make excuses for the guy they just voted for, who was accused multiple times of things that make this crap look like child's play. But that's the hypocrisy that we have in this country. Whenever one of us are accused of something, according to some people, we're guilty until proven innocent. When other people are accused of things, it's a shakedown, they're innocent, it's a smear campaign, it's a political witch hunt, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. I choose not to believe this. I'm sorry, I don't. I operate on the opposite of how people feel in the media. I choose to believe that Smokey Robinson may have cursed to them a couple times. He may have been a bad boss, but that doesn't make him a criminal. I think that if they did do something intimate, it was consensual. Yes, it went against the vows of his marriage. That's not for any of us to prejudge. We have no business sticking our nose or our business or our opinions into what went in their marriage or how their marriage went. For all we know, they could have an open marriage. I don't know. And then I find it hard to believe that Smokey at his advanced age is doing all this extra stuff. I just don't believe it. Now, if you're talking about going back to 1991 or 1984, or 1977 or 60s, okay. But 85-year-old man, I don't buy it. I know that, he looks younger than his age, but that's a lot of genetics and cosmetic surgeries and hair dyes. He's still an 85-year-old man. And I'm not willing to suspend my common sense at the expense of AdSense or video views. I just can't do it, man. I can't do that. And my personal pride and wherewithal of being a black man in this country, I just can't deal with this, man. I can't. And I don't care if that offends you. Oh, well, you gotta say you're a black man. Because I am. That's why. I'll say it, black man, black man, black man, black man. I'm a black man, black man, black man, black man. Shut up. Stop trying to control me. The problem now is people trying to control black people on this internet thing, man. Oh, well, I unsubscribe because you talk about race too much. Well, shut up. You got a problem when these black conservative motherfuckers talk about race all day, shitting on black people all day. You thumb those videos up. But I'm supposed to shut up about something that makes others look worse? Get out of my face. But yeah, it's getting to a point now where as men, because it's not just us, as men, it's getting to a point where it's going to really cause us not to trust women. This is having a very deleterious effect on the relations between men and women in this country, these types of lawsuits, and how the media handles these things. There's not, I'm noticing, unlike when I was younger and the media tried to have some responsibility, it seems like whenever there's a man, in particular, a black man that's accused of something, the tone seems to be more or less, and the way that they go about it, they try to more or less sensationalize it to the point where guilt is, if not outright implied, it's hinted at from the get-go, from the slanted reporting. And if you try to be balanced, and if you try to say, look, well, we don't know what's going on. Oh, you're trying to defend a criminal. So you've already admitted that in your mind and in your consciousness, you've already convicted this guy before you even had his day in court. And that's the problem I'm having. That's the problem I'm having with social media. And that's the problem why I can't be, I'm losing when it comes to these situations, I've lost my objectivity. I've lost it. Because this is dangerous. Any man in America, if you had a relationship with a woman, for the most part, if you pissed off that woman, if you pissed her off, potentially you could have a lawsuit looking at you, especially if you got money. That's dangerous. And that's the new reality that we're in this country. This is dangerous. There's going to be more cases popping up. And I'm surprised, quite honestly. I'm not even going to introduce that guy's name. I'm not even going to say it. But don't be surprised if somebody that is truly a world-renowned person is accused, because we're getting there. It's coming. Falsely, more than likely, I might add. But anyway, that's all I got to say, bro, man. Tell me what you guys think.